name is Michael DeLu, and if you believe London is blue just like I do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and join the Pull Up the Tape community because why the fuck not? If you like Chelsea and think London is blue, join the Pull Up the Tape community. All right, with that being said, let's get right into today's topic. Okay, so, it's no secret that the summer of 2023 is probably going to be one of the most important summers in Chelsea FC's the history of the club. For so many different reasons. One of the biggest reasons being we are obviously the next manager of our club will be introduced in the summer, or maybe slightly before the summer, or the new manager is going to take over and start working with the team and whatever the case may be. Blase. And another one of the reasons is because a lot of players are set to pretty much have their future settled at the club. So, the likes of Conor Gallagher, Christian Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Mateo Kovacic, a lot of players, even Kai Havertz. A lot of players are going to have their futures defined. A lot of players are going to be sold for different reasons, various reasons. Some are going to be sold because they don't want to be at Chelsea and don't see Chelsea in their long-term future for their career. And some players are going to be sold simply because we can't come to an agreement on new contracts, because the owners have emphasized what they are not trying to do is allow players to leave on the free and get nothing for them. Because most of the players that we do have, we bought them. I mean, not most of the players. Some players are homegrown. Some players were bought from other clubs. So the last thing Chelsea want is to be losing players for free when you can gain profit and be able to reinvest that back into the club. So good news on that front, because like I said, the new owners are trying to avoid a Rudiger and what's Rudiger? They're trying to avoid an Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen situation where we're losing two center backs for free. For nothing, because I think if the last regime knew that we weren't going to be able to re-sign Rudiger, they probably would have sold him the summer that we won the Champions League, because the very next year he was gone by that point, and he already signed a pre-contract agreement with Madrid, and we weren't able to keep his services or sell him and make a profit off of him, because at that time, especially after we won the Champions League, that was when his stock was the highest. And we should have sold him then, and we probably would have got anywhere between 60 to 80 million pounds for him to whatever club would have wanted him, which a lot would have wanted him at that point. So, in order to avoid that, Chelsea has started approaching players saying, "Look, hey, we want to, if the players that they do want to keep, we're willing to offer you an extension. If you don't want to sign this extension, we will sell you," i.e. the Mason Mount situation. So good news on that front. David Ornstein has reported that Ben Chilwell has agreed to a 2-year extension with Chelsea. Ben Chilwell's current contract, which he signed in 2020, he was one of Frank Lampard's first signings. He came in the same window as Timo Werner, as well as Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech. He came in with those guys. His contract is running down. His contract was set to expire in 2025, which means that there's under 20. It's approaching the 24 mark left of his contract, and typically this is around the time that teams usually sell a player if they get the inkling that the player isn't willing to re-sign, whatever the case may be. They should try to sell them a year or two before their contract is set to expire. So great news, because Ben Chilwell is only 20. I don't want to say only. Ben Chilwell is 26 years old, and he has agreed to an extension that is going to keep him at the club until the age of 30. So essentially, we have a guaranteed 2 to 3 years more of Ben Chilwell services that he's tied into the club, and his future is locked into the club, which is incredible, because that's going to take his contract right now from 2025 to 2027, and at the earliest he could probably leave the club at 29 if he sees this contract through. And if we don't sell him, re-up, he'll be 30, which is great, because I've always talked about it. I think Ben Chilwell is one of the best players in our team. There is a drastic difference when we have Ben Chilwell in the starting 11 versus outside of the starting 11. as we've seen in the 2021-2022 season. Once Ben Chilwell got hurt against Juventus, our season went to shit. Once Chilwell got hurt, then Reece James got hurt. Reece James, I can tell you right now, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, and N'Golo Kante are the most important players in our team, and it's hands down. This is a fact. This is a fact. Anyone that has followed Chelsea since 2020 or watched the game since 2020 will tell you that Ben Chilwell, Reece James, and N'Golo Kante we are not the same team when any of those. And it's crazy because those three players that I just named missed a lot of games this season, and it's no surprise that we are in the predicament we are in now because of that. So again, I was really excited because I've been saying this and I'm gonna keep saying this. Ben Chilwell is one of the best left wing backs, left anything in the fucking world. He does it all. He's athletic. He contributes to goals. He's good at crossing. He has that dog in him. He's good at defending. He's a complete player. And I'm really, really excited about this to see this news. And this just goes to show, if a player wants to be at a club, he will be at the fucking club. Chelsea have extended him for another 2 seasons. Obviously, it's going to come with a very, very massive pay rise. He's already one of the highest paid players in the club. He deserves a pay rise. He's one of the best players on the club. He will be the starting left back for England for at the Euros in 2024, at the next World Cup in 2026. Ben Chilwell is going to be a pivotal part of the England team, the England national team for years to come, as well as Chelsea FC. Okay, so kudos to the board because, it hasn't been a lot of good news, hasn't been a lot of good everything as of late because, a lot of losing or whatever the case may be. It's a really, really, really tough season. I honestly feel like this might even be a tougher season than the 15-16s. But actually, if I'm not mistaken, the 15-16 season, we didn't make it. In the Champions League, we lost to PSG, and we didn't make it out of the round of 16. If I'm not mistaken. So, this one, we made it to the quarterfinals, whatever the case may be. But I guess we're having a even worse, a tougher time in domestically because we didn't sniff, and we didn't even come close to sniffing a domestic trophy, whether it's the league, whether it's the FA Cup or the English Cup. But nevertheless, it is what it is. My name is Michael DeLu. If you are a Chelsea fan just like myself and you believe London is blue, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and join the Pull Up to Take community. With that being said, London is blue. London is blue. London will always be fucking blue. All right? I'm out this bitch.